definitely hit play instead of record. I'm fucked up today, man. Hello, everybody. Harm's Way Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. My lovely brother, Eric, here, episode 11. What's up, dude?
You're diversifying your intros more. I like it. I like it a lot.
How do you want me to diversify it anymore?
But, you know,
you add an accent?
Add little bits of flair to it.
Some clicks and
little
pops?
Pieces of flair. Get 20 pieces of flair on that intro.
20 pieces of flair. Maybe
Too
I'm
bad
just
that's
excited.
the bare minimum.
I'm just excited. That's what it is. A couple seconds ago, we were talking
excited,
about...
mentally, physically, I'm hurting.
Yeah. You don't look so good.
I'm in a little bit of pain. I'm in a lot of pain.
You look a little bit like Rachel pale.
Yeah.
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 Love you, babe. She hasn't listened past episode 4 anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Nah, she doesn't have time to, really. I mean, I'll catch her every now and then. She'll have it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while she's like doing something.
It was pretty cool getting some feedback through the grapevine.
Yeah. It's always good.
People coming out of nowhere.
Not much new going on, guys. This is kind of more or less just a really relaxing episode. Call it Killing an Hour with Craig and Eric. Pretty much don't have any set topics. Number 10 was pretty good.
Night. Lower your expectations.
I watched through about half of 10, and I don't think I got too sloshed, but I didn't get to the end. And obviously I drank 4 Guinness Extra Stouts, so I was probably feeling something.
I was feeling it.
You sounded okay. I thought I was
feeling it.
The half I watched seemed like a good episode.
I was getting into it.
Haven't had any feedback about it yet.
Coming out of my shell a little bit more than I do.
That's good. That's good. You need to.
Till next morning. I was a little sluggish. Anyway, you want to talk about this ASMR bullshit?
Yeah. So okay.
I don't know.
A little backstory. I think I Googled it, but
did you? What'd you find?
Dude, this was before we started this. This was a month ago. I don't fucking remember what I Googled yesterday. On that same topic, don't ever go through my search bar on my computers, please. Sorry, Mom. ASMR. So I came across it.
What's it stand for?
I'll Google it here in a second.
Google it now.
Jesus Christ.
Pull that shit up.
Pull your shit up. Oh, why don't you move my fucking screens again, you dick?
I will. I'll move them all the way over the goddamn wall.
ASMR. I'm going to take images off just in case. ASMR meeting. How about that? Autonomous sensory meridian response. Autonomous.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Okay, so that's what it is. And I know a lot of people...
It's making mouth noises into the microphone.
Well, and I know a lot of people are going to watch this and be like, these guys are fucking retarded. Like, but I've never heard about this. And before
You never heard about this until a month ago?
Yeah, before we got on this endeavor, I wanted to do some research. And one of the things I wanted to research was doing live shows. Like, we were kicking around Twitch and the other platforms and stuff. And the big thing on Twitch is ASMR. Like, they have their own subsection. Mainly because a friend of mine...
like feet, mouth.
Subsection as in, like...
Forearm fat.
ASMR. I think those are subcategories of ASMR. I didn't get that deep into it, Eric. I can fucking promise you that. But a friend of mine was, I was checking out his channel on Twitch. And he's like, yeah, just look through it,
Does he do ASMR?
No. He's gaming. Actually, I don't know what he, did during COVID. He did, no judgment there. Probably the foot thing on OnlyFans would be plausible for him. He has pretty nice looking feet. But again, no judgment. So I started listening. I believe it or not,
don't reach across the table.
I got 3. This is my comfort zone. Okay, fuck you. I'm on my side.
Just got that little bit of that lazy Detroit lean.
Yeah, it's because I look better on the camera when you don't see my stomach. But when I get real comfortable, I'll do this bitch shirtless, and we'll start losing viewers left and right. But so I got like 3 minutes into a video, believe it or not, and I didn't know this, but there's actual like ASMR, because I thought it was something sexual, and it could be, because to me,
a lot of times it is.
When I was listening,
like
but literally what I wrote down here was porn for blind people. I thought that's what
Good
it
way
was.
of looking at it. Yeah.
But they have these legitimate ASMR microphones that you can get, and they're like, I don't want to do it, you know, but they're doing things with their mouth on the microphone. And it's making it's like a ghetto flute. Like it was making different noises if they like balled one side of it and they balled the other, like maybe it made a different noise. But the clicking and the popping was the weird one because these chicks were dressed like, I don't know, like it would pass as a poor man's porn. I guess if you use your if visually that's the only thing that gets you off, that's fine. But they had these women, they were dressed in their outfits, and some of them barely had anything on, and they're just like, I don't know, like side throating a special microphone to make like a skipping and a pop sound. And I was just, of all the weird things I've seen on the internet, that one probably made me the most uncomfortable. I don't understand the demographic or the target audience for that. Again, no judgment, due to each their own, but what the fuck?
That guy that I was telling you about that does the smelting videos.
Yeah.
Shit down. He always labels his videos as ASMR because it's just, he doesn't talk, and it's just like the sound effects of him running a forge and breaking shit and stuff like that. It's like,
yeah, I guess maybe that's what
like I said, I don't know if he's making fun of the genre or if he's really like, but that's a recurring theme in his videos is he doesn't talk, and it's basically just sound of all the raw sound you get from him breaking shit, tearing shit apart, cutting shit up, smelting it, casting it, stuff like that.
I could be way off mark here by calling it sexual or saying it's sexual.
I think there's a population of people out there that treat it as sexual.
Okay, again, cool. I mean, just
I think it's like I do believe it's kind of like a fetish thing.
Oh, that makes more
like
sense.
Thing.
Again, people are gonna watch this and be like, "You guys are fucking dumb."
Probably, I don't give a fuck.
Because, but to be fair, you and I are pretty well immersed in media, and I don't see it getting brought up that often. I don't hear about people talking about it, so I don't know if it's as mainstream as people think, or I mean, Twitch is kind of a dark hole you can go down too and find some really cool things, but then you can also see some really disturbing things.
There's a pretty dark underbelly of that. Twitch started off as like gaming, you know,
yeah,
broadcasting, people gaming,
and I would love to try it.
Now the gaming industry, a lot of nerds, a lot of really weird people. There's a pretty dark underbelly there. There is. There's a lot of people in that community that are fucking weirdos.
I can understand that. I could see that. I mean, I probably know a bunch, but yeah. Shout out to all you weird nerds.
I went to college.
Yeah, I feel like you went to a college that just breeded those people.
There's some fucking weirdos out there, yeah.
Like guys that would like.
There's some normal people.
They look like they play dodgeball at the rec center and cool, but then they'll also like alter your fucking credit score on the dark web. Like, yeah, I know you knew some guys because I met some guys like that through you, which is cool. Again, to each their own. Twitch their own.
Yeah.
But don't fuck with them because that would get weird. But yeah, so I would love to do it. Like I said, I would love to gain a following to the point where we do like on a Tuesday night
ASMR videos.
No, dickhead. No. I don't have.
Hey there,
I don't. Motherfucker, I thought I was watching Signs again.
I almost sucked my chew right down my throat.
Like I feel like.
Oh yeah, where they do the little pop click things.
I feel like the people doing ASMR are really good at calling cats.
Squirrels.
Yeah. They probably go to the park and just have like a flock of fucking squirrels.
The ground slowly starts rumbling. They look to the horizon to see an army of those fuckers coming over the hill at them, like the fucking Rohirrim making their final charge.
And we're not the nerds. No, like they go to the park and they're like calling in like moles and fucking platypuses and shit. Like those type of people. Like, again, it could be their $700-800 microphones, but it's just weird. Like, but I would love to do that platform to do the back and forth with people while we're doing a show. I think that would be awesome. I love it when they do that with gaming and stuff.
We had a guy at work got fired. He had been, he was a maintenance tech. He had been a maintenance tech for like 6 weeks. And he got fired. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did he do? And they were like, he was stealing wood. And they're like hundreds of feet of wood he had stolen. And like, he showed up on a Saturday when he wasn't supposed to be there, and everybody did like the, what the fuck are you doing here? And then, I don't know who it was, somebody caught him.
Just stealing wood.
Yeah, he was making furniture out of it and shit.
Chase me around the garden with a bit of wood.
And,
That's a weird,
I was just kind of
like good
guy
wood?
was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it was funny, per se. I was kind of...
Personally, I think it's fucking hilarious.
I just thought, what a dumbass. 'Cause
Yeah.
You were literally in that position 6 weeks. They pulled him out of, like, the shipping department or something like that. Made him a maintenance tech. Which is a pretty big step up. So, and he just fucking pissed it away, but...
You tell me that, and I'm thinking, like, did he take the job for the wood? Like, was that...
I don't know. But we got on the topic of things going missing and getting stolen and shit, because I've had shit stolen off my desk.
Yeah.
I know the guy that used to sit next to me, he had shit stolen off of his desk. And we have an idea of who it is, but our friend that works there, he had some shit that got stolen recently.
See, that's what killed me about the LB people at, you know, where we worked was I'd have tools, like easily accessible tools that, like, you know, they have down there, but they just, I don't, yeah, it's a whole other thing. But yeah, I don't, the wood thing, like, I've taken skids home and shit and, like, done, like, burns.
Skids are fine, because a lot of times they get beat, get beat up and broken and shit, and you can't use them anymore.
But was he taking, like, pre-blocks or something? Like,
yeah,
like
he was taking
blocks,
like,
probably.
Shit like that, 2x4s and stuff like that. It's this department he was taking it from, they use wood to build, like, custom dunnage and packaging and crates.
Okay. So he wasn't taking the outside stashed wood. He was taking, like, the good.
Yeah, he was taking the shit. He was taking the shit that this department uses to do their fucking job.
Okay, yeah. That's easy.
And he was stealing hundreds of feet of it. And he was showing up on the weekends when nobody was around and doing it.
Well,
They finally caught him in the act and were like, "The fuck you doing here?"
Yeah. See, you gotta lean towards that part when you tell that story, because I'm automatically thinking, like, the dumpster wood that everybody's tossing out. He's, like, going around back, and I'm thinking, like, okay, that's weird. But now that you say, like, because your job, what you guys are producing, needs wood for shipping and stuff. So he's taking, like, the brand new stuff.
Sometimes
that's fireable right there.
Sometimes good wood, like, from the department that does that, comes up, and they'll be like, "We're getting rid of it. You want it?"
Wants it? Yeah.
They'll let you know.
But you need approval for that first, like.
Well, if they're just gonna throw it out.
Yeah.
Really, you can go up to the supervisor of that department and just be like, "Yeah, wood you're gonna throw out," and he'll be like, "Come see me in a couple weeks." And then he'll have some shit he's clearing house, and
that's understandable.
Might be good,
but this guy
not,
didn't do that. He
might be shit. No, he was taking, like, their stock shit, like, that they literally use to build build, like, the custom crates and shit that they do.
Weird, so weird. But yeah, I don't know. We kind of got off track. I don't know if we were done talking about. I keep seeing ASMR, and I want to. I don't know that. Just that acronym doesn't really sit right with me.
ASMR.
Well, I think, like, ass to mouth, and I'm like, that's not. There's no T in there. There's just an A and M, but as to mouth.
Automated teller machine.
Yeah, when's Twitch gonna have that section, the ass to mouth section?
I'm sure a lot of
the dark web weirdos would pop out.
Already do. There's probably a few channels that get away with it, cause.
No, I just, like, and I'll still get on there from time to time and look at stuff, because, like I said, that platform would be cool to do. I know there's, people use that shit to get money and stuff, which wouldn't be horrible, but that wouldn't be the main reason I would do it. I like, switching it up, interacting with people once we gain a following, that would be cool. Yeah, that's really all I got on that, though. Yeah, I learned slowly kind of what it is, But I don't know if it was originally meant for like what your friend was doing with like those crushing and smelting videos where no one talks and it's just sounds.
It's not my friend. It's just a
Acquaintance.
guy I know of. Well, not even an acquaintance. It's just a guy I watched on YouTube.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
My
it's
bad.
from Australia. That's why I brought him up, because we were talking about Australia.
Oh, that's another thing too. You never seen the Aussie guy, Aussie man. What the fuck's that called? I can't remember. People again, you're gonna make fun of us. The guy that commentary. He does like commentary of like sports things. He's like, what the fuck, and it's like really funny. No, that's weird. Most people.
You gotta watch the rallycross video.
Rallycross.
There's an Indian guy calling the turns, and he's like the professional. And then I think the guy with him is Australian. I don't know. I just think it looks like they're in the outback doing a rally, or not rallycross. It's like rally car.
Yeah.
Course. And the Indian guy is like, Sammy, you're going to wreck the car. We will not finish. And then you just hear, shut up. Don't tell me how to drive. And he's just doing horrible, running over like the posts that line the course and shit like that. It's really funny.
You gotta be careful. I think they prefer to be called guardians now.
Yeah. Okay.
Or commanders. Commanders for the slang term.
Commandants.
Commandants.
The Washington Football Club.
No, they're the full-on commanders now.
They should have just changed the mascot to a potato and said, fuck all you.
Redskins. Be a nice...
I would have. I just trolled the fuck out of it. Just
Redskin
a big,
potatoes.
lumpy, dumpy potato as the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some buds coming off of it.
People would have been like... That'd been the hardest flex
Like a plant
I've
in
ever
the
seen.
background. Huh?
I said that'd be like the hardest flex I've ever seen. I don't think they... That's not even fathomable, but that would be pretty fucking hilarious.
So your
We're staying as the Redskins. Oh yeah? Yeah, but we're just the fucking potatoes, man.
The Washington Redskin potatoes.
I tell you what's unique
I'd
about...
go to every game.
What's unique about the Redskin Commanders is of all the people I've ever met in my life, I know one Redskin Commanders fan.
Yeah.
One guy. I've literally never met another one.
I was thinking all my friends I met when I was out west, I think they were Seahawks fans.
That's yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
See, when
they say Washington Commanders, they're talking about Washington State, right?
No, Eric. It's Washington D.C.
Oh, are they? Well, nobody's a fan of that city. I always thought it was.
Oh no!
I always thought Washington State had two teams.
I mean, I've grown up my entire life thinking it was D.C. So if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel really stupid.
Google it.
I'm pretty sure you can make me Google this, even though I already know it. Let's do.
How much of a flex is that? We made the team for our country's capital, the seat of power for the very same government that crushed you. We made them the Washington Redskins.
I mean, some call it a tribute. Location: Washington D.C.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Washington, the state has one team.
Yeah, and the Nationals are from Texas, right?
See, I knew you were fucking with me.
I knew the Nationals.
You just wanted me to fact check you on the fucking show.
Yeah, we got to get used to doing this because there was one episode where we were throwing a lot of shit out there, and it was fucking wrong.
Yeah, I was just hyping you up. You were saying most of the wrong shit. No, because the Sebastian Stan thing, that's fucking Bucky from Marvels, right?
Yeah.
Which, if you look at him and the other guy,
The guy who played Rob.
yeah, Rob Stark. They, I don't know, they kind of look alike, but like one is just like, beefier, more cut guy, I guess you'd say, and the other one is just like slightly more shittier, but great actor. Still couldn't fucking do it though.
Never mind.
What?
What was the first guy's name again? Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. I got
him mixed up with the guy from 50 Shades of Grey. Because they look Very similar.
I don't know if I've seen him in
Very
anything else.
generic-looking white dudes.
That's fair.
You ever notice that? There's some white guys that just look really generic. Just really generic.
Like basic.
Especially like mid-40s, big pickup truck, always wearing a ball
Oh,
cap.
no, let's not... Oh, excuse me. If you want to throw around like basic I think is the word you're talking about.
I'm not talking about
generic.
No. What I just described might be considered basic, but it seems like every single one of those dudes, they all just look like generic white dudes. So maybe I'm stereotyping. Actually, I think I'm stereotyping.
You are, but it's your own race. So I think that's forgivable.
Oh. I don't know. Did you hear what happened to Kanye?
No, I forced that man out of my
Did
fucking brain. Why would I ever?
Well, a few months ago, he got banned on Twitter for like a week because he called somebody the N-word.
Kanye did?
Yeah, Kanye just hard-R'd somebody on Twitter. He got banned just like that. Just banned for 7 days.
Was it him?
I thought it was hilarious. But then last week, you hear about the fashion show where he was running around wearing a White Lives Matter shirt?
No.
He was.
See, I'm so out of
He was. I think he was actually taking part. Like he was, because he's designing clothes and shit nowadays. I think. And he was actually like showcasing stuff in the Paris fashion show, which happened last week, or I think it was last week. And so he's running around. He's running around backstage with a White Lives Matter T-shirt on and shit.
Oh my god!
Just being a cheeky fucker. And he got slammed for that, and then he fired back on Twitter some very anti-Semitic shit. And they were just like, "You're done." They just pulled the plug on all his social media.
You're done.
So the whole "if it's your own race" thing, yeah, not too.
Well, I mean, yeah, but who's gonna fucking yank our plug with 7 followers?
I don't know.
We'll
get shadow banned.
What is shadow?
Shadow banned is where your videos, like the algorithm that's running in the background that slings videos out to people and recommends them and shit like that based on interest. That algorithm will basically suppress your videos, so it won't.
So basically, what we're trying to work to achieve at this point, because we probably
getting shadow banned.
No, but getting more exposure with that.
Yeah.
That's shadow ban. Sounds like you would never know then, right?
You're not. Yeah, you're not supposed to know. A lot of people find out because their followers and whatnot are like, "Hey, I haven't gotten any of your videos suggested to me. I'm not getting notifications when your videos are posting and shit like that." Those are signs that you might have been shadow banned.
So who sits around at these places and like just decides that you get shadow banned or suppressed? I guess.
I don't know. I know a lot of times there's people at YouTube and Twitter that are somebody starts making waves, they start looking, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna suppress their videos and shit like that.
I didn't really know that.
It happens.
I mean, I probably could have put 2 and 2 together after.
You know the reason I started watching Tim Pool? Because he went on Rogan's podcast for like 2.5 hours and just ripped the fuck out of Jack Dorsey and his lawyer, the JJ or whatever her name was. Yeah, he got on there, and he ripped them the fuck apart. He came ready for battle, and they had no response to him, and he called him out on all the censorship, banning conservatives, how their biased filtering of and suppressing of tweets and accounts and shit like that, and he had him dead to rights. I was proud of that kid for preparing. And
I need better context when we talk about this stuff, though, because I really don't know too much about all that.
That's why I started watching it, because I was very impressed with him. I was like, this guy, I'd never heard of him before, and he's an independent journalist, and
with connections, though. You talking about Tim Pool or the other guy?
Tim Pool.
Yeah, he's got connections. I mean,
now he does.
Well, yeah.
This was 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, or something like that. When I saw that episode, I think that was probably 2019. And then I think it was the end of 2020, like end of summer, early fall 2020 was when he started up his podcast and started doing all that.
So he probably had a following from that.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of a following from his career as a journalist. When he started
Well,
up,
that's
though,
true, yeah.
it was him and his co-host, and his co-host was just this really dopey, idiotic hippie dude.
Because he's what, in his 50s?
And eventually, Tim kicked his ass to the curb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and was like, I don't know how that went down, but all of a sudden his co-host wasn't the co-host anymore.
Huh.
And then he replaced him with an even dopier hippie dude, and I've hated him ever since. The hippie dude, not Tim.
Yeah.
But
so
this show's pretty informative. Like, I watch it to kind of stay informed about like what's important, what do I need to be paying attention to? What happened today that I didn't catch? Shit like that.
Yeah.
That's all.
What do you... So other than Temple, because I know you watch him religiously, and I've actually watched a couple based on your recommendations, and if I've come over and you've had him running in the background, I've listened to him.
We listen to those guys while I'm folding clothes and shit.
Like...
It's like Jimmy Dore. I'll have Jimmy Dore I'll have like 15 videos queued up of him, and he's just over there raging about some shit. Jimmy Dore's the comedian.
Jimmy Dore's the one I always think about then. Jimmy Dore's the one I got confused.
He's the older guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore's the older guy.
He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
How old's Tim Pool?
36.
Okay, Tim Pool is... Jimmy Dore's the one I've listened to more. Because Jimmy Dore's he's left,
comedian.
right?
Yeah, he's progressive.
Progressive.
He's probably the only true progressive on the goddamn planet. God bless him.
But he's...
Like, I don't agree with him on most things, but like he's the real deal.
When he goes hard at somebody, he goes hard.
Well, he's true.
Yeah.
Like, he's true to himself. He was the one that was screaming at people for saying,
yeah,
you wasted your vote. He's like, fuck you, I voted my fucking conscience.
Well, that's what it is. When he sticks to his convictions, but when somebody says or does dumb shit, he is the first one to rip them apart.
No, he's always ripping people apart on Twitter and whatnot.
So
because people are always trying to go after him. He gets so much shit thrown his way.
Because he calls himself a progressive.
It's like dealing with hecklers on stage. He just rips them the fuck apart on Twitter and, like, calls them out for their hypocrisy and not being real progressives and, just getting bumfucked by the Democratic Party for years, and he fucking just eviscerates people, and it's hilarious how he does it.
So, are there any political powered podcasts that you listen to? Just ones for just shits and giggles. They don't even really have to be comedy.
Actually, no.
No, just pretty much political.
I keep up with Dave Smith because I'm interested to see where this libertarian movement goes. I used to watch Michael Malice all the time too because I just thought he was another really impressive individual. But I've watched Coley and the Wars podcast. I say watch. He throws a video up there that has the audio of it.
Yeah.
I've watched a few episodes of his.
You watch Vera, right?
Who?
Was it Brandon Vera?
Brandon Herrera?
Herrera, the AK guy.
I've seen a few of his videos.
Herrera.
And I've seen a bunch of videos where him and Donut are in there together. And
fucking Donut. This guy. Oh.
I just want to be as happy as him someday.
Who, Donut?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to be as, like... Because I know that guy just doesn't let anything bother him.
I feel like his life just, like, came together at the right time. And he had... Because he was, what was he, Special Forces, or...
I think he was in the Navy.
Yeah, SEAL. Yeah, SEALs or whatever? No?
No.
Navy?
I think he was
whatever.
He was in the Navy.
And then he was a cop for several years. And now he just does this... And he's another one, gained a lot of contacts
he owns
and
a
stuff.
skate shop.
Yeah, but he also has... Him and Herrera have something together. Or they're getting something together. I don't know. I need to jump on his page and watch some more shit. Because I forget what it was.
Take a lot of videos together. I think he said they're all in, like, the San Antonio area.
Yeah, they are...
So they're all, like, real close.
Well, he moved,
It's a lot like... Well, they're not close together. I was going to say, like Tim Pool and Dave Smith and Michael Malice and all them, but Michael's in Austin. He was one of that wave that fled New York and went to Austin. Dave Smith, I think, is still in New York, and then Tim is living in buttfuck nowhere outside of D.C. He's in West Virginia. So I
forget where he was a cop at.
Maybe it was Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so maybe he's originally North Carolina, South Carolina, where he grew up. But yeah, I believe they moved out there.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that's what he said. They're all...
him and Herrera, they go shooting with like fucking celebrities and stuff. I believe Stone Cold Steve Austin had him out to their ranch or his ranch and shit, and he's just had some really cool shit. But his videos are unique because even like if it's, to those of you that don't know, he does like playback and like breakdowns of like police shootings and stuff like that. Not just police shootings, but pretty much any type of self-defense shootings or stuff like that.
Barricaded suspects, shit like that.
Yeah, SWAT teams, police involved are kind of his go-to, but he does, dabble in other stuff too. But and it's pretty graphic videos sometimes because what's happening on the other side of the blur. But he's very informative with his breakdowns, and he does his best to not be biased, even though he's a former police officer. And if it is a bad shoot, he has no problem saying that. Like, that was a bad shoot.
He goes through a lot of obscure laws and shit that most people might not be aware of. Like,
yeah, and he brings that to
see what this guy did right here? Yeah. That's actually, that was another illegal thing. He's going to get slapped with a count of this. He goes through all that stuff.
His commentary is pretty funny, too, the way he puts names for things.
He'll draw out diagrams and shit of, like, if there's 4 squad cars converge on one point, all the officers are getting out and returning fire and moving and shit like that. He'll go through all the body cam footage and draw out a diagram of what's happening and be like, this officer went this way, this one took cover over here, this one was returning fire through his windshield, and all this kind of shit.
And he might be drawing it on a napkin, but at least he's fucking doing it. You know what I mean? At least he's trying to inform.
He'd make it in paint. He'd fucking draw it out in paint.
My super duper 3D scanning. Yeah, he do that. That's great. And then he gives you updates too on like some stuff, like how like cases turned out, like if such and such. The one was I watched, and it was a bad shoot. He flat out said he was like the guy.
Wasn't the guy riding away on the dirt bike?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That was the one where he goes, I don't know, Tennessee versus Gardner. I don't know.
Well,
that might be Tennessee versus Gardner. And he had that look on his face like he shouldn't have been sitting in the room watching that video.
Yeah, because I think he did that one live, so he didn't like he was like researching it while he's doing his video, and he just goes, and you hear it go pop, 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 and he goes, oh fuck, and you're like, you knew when he said that, like how he said it, like he's not.
The one cop, the cop that shot, you're watching his body cam. There was another cop in front of him, and that cop turned around and just you could tell look on his face. He's like, you're going to jail.
Well, that guy fucking survived, right?
Did he?
Yeah. Last I heard. Now, I haven't looked it up recently, but he's going through all this like stuff about how it was bad. He shot him right off the bike. Guy fell. Bike took off another mile. He's like eating shit in the dirt. Then they cuffed him and everything. And he gets to the end of the video and he goes, "Yeah, he is critical condition. But doctor said he's gonna make it." And I was like, "The what?" Because the cop, one, he's driving away. Two, shot him right in the back.
He was like, what's it called when you're on the bike and you're just kind of like. You're not pedaling it along.
But he was doing that through like grass to go.
He was next to somebody's garage, and he was doing that through the grass to go. But he was like, he's walking the bike and like getting ready to take off, and he just clack, 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 and just drops the guy off the bike.
Yeah, he kind of like leaned and fell, and you were 100% spot on because that other cop was like,
he just looked at him like, what did you do?
Did you have to triple tap him? Like Jesus.
There was one he broke down a couple days ago about. This cop, I don't know what the fuck this guy was thinking, but some 17-year-old kid was sitting in his car eating a cheeseburger, and this cop thought it was the same car that had run from him the night before. Did you see that breakdown?
No, I haven't watched that one yet, but did the guy die?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
But he's probably rich.
Oh, he's getting paid, and that cop should be going down for murder, or attempted murder.
Attempted?
He should be going down for attempted murder.
Yeah, those ones are the rough ones.
That was the one that's like, you need to be in jail. Whoever allowed you to be a cop, whoever signed the paperwork, I don't give a fuck. They need to be in jail.
Yeah, trigger happy.
Yeah, and
but anyway, I highly endorse his videos if you.
But they shit canned him immediately.
Oh yeah,
and normally that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
But they shit canned him. San Antonio PD. That was the funny thing. Donut at the beginning of the video, he went to the parking spot where it happened, and he goes, "I guess this is my first on-scene breakdown." But that's how I found out he was in the San Antonio area. But yeah, they said they shit canned him immediately, and then
it's never good
because they're trying to just distance themselves.
Oh yeah,
San Antonio PD is trying to distance themselves from
they
it.
probably looked at the body camera footage and right away was like, we know how this one's gonna turn out. We're gonna let you go.
Yeah, it's.
If by some miracle you're not fucking charged, maybe we'll talk about you being a security guard or a desk cop later
the
on.
guy should never be allowed near a firearm. I don't care. No.
Yeah, so that's pretty much those types. I watch a lot of. I don't really know if you call them podcasts. They're more like.
I watch
like
a lot
gun
of
nut videos.
I watch a lot of videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
but not very many podcasts.
I watch a lot of the.
I don't listen to very many podcasts.
I watch a lot of the murder ones. Like they'll do like unsolved cases and solved cases. That pretty much consumes a lot of my hour-long lunch break. But that's...
There's a new channel I've been watching. It's called Rain Man Ray's...
Rain Man what?
Rain Man Ray's Garage or something. I can't remember. It's this guy. He works for... he's in Florida and he works for a... I think it's like a dealership auto service shop. And I've learned a lot of shit just watching his videos the last few days, but he goes through where, like, he'll have a customer come in and they had taken their car to another shop previously. There's a bunch of fucked up shit going on and the customer just doesn't know what to do. So he kind of swoops in like Superman and he's like, oh yeah, they bypassed this one fuse here. They ripped this one relay out. They were trying to sell you a bunch of shit you didn't need.
Oh god.
I saw that video the other day and I was like, way to go, Ray.
That's kind of unique.
They had a fucking... It was weird. It was weird because he started poking... It was a bunch of weird issues and whatever. He's going through the codes, trying to explain what he's seeing. Then he gets in the fuse box. There's a fucking relay, like a 6-prong relay, just missing. And he could tell by the dust.
Yeah.
He's like
it used to be there.
He goes, it looks like there used to be something there. And then he looks on the cover to see what it is, and he goes, ah, that's related to one of the codes. He goes, that's probably it. So he, and then there was a fuse that had a wire coming out going somewhere else.
Jumped it.
On the engine. They bypassed a fuse or something. Mm-hmm. And that was related to a circuit that was for another code that popped up. So he starts fixing all this shit, whatever. He gets this fucking thing back to Skookum. Mm-hmm. Like, it's ready to go. Everything's fixed, not throwing any more codes. Shifted into first, or it's starting out in first gear and it's doing everything. He's like, we're good. So he goes and tells the customer, and then he reported back. He's like, yeah, the customer's gonna go back to the previous shop they took it to and take them for everything they're worth.
Oh my god.
And he goes, I'm pretty sure they were being malicious and trying to sell this guy a bunch of shit.
What a great
He talked about how...
premise for a show, though.
Well, he talked about... Well, that's what he does. He's filming while he's at work.
That's what I mean.
He's filming jobs while he's at work.
How many times...
He started doing merch and shit, and he's got a lot of followers.
He's
got a lot of views. But in that video, he did mention, he goes, guys like that give guys like me a bad name. Yeah. Guys like that are why everybody treats auto mechanics like they're all fucking thieves and assholes.
How many people could you talk to right now that have had a horrible experience with a mechanic shop?
Yeah, I know one right down the fucking road from here.
Yeah, I bet you do. I know another one the other way, yeah.
You see that new garage he built? Yeah. That guy's a fucking crook.
I think he's selling drugs again, but that's besides the point.
He's a fucking crook.
But yeah, we've all done that, especially... There's the targets, who they target, young people, elderly people, and women.
Yeah.
And that shit's disgusting. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to get into that too much, but that's a great idea for a show, to do that and kind of be the white knight that, again, just shits on scumbag mechanics. Because scumbag and mechanics, those are synonymous names, honestly. Or synonymous things you'd call them. Because of all the mechanics I've met that own shops and shit around here, 3 out of 10 are maybe decent. The rest are pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, it pays to know how to work on your car. But it's getting harder as the years go on.
And I think that's where the
getting more
scumbags are
complicated.
going to start to fade off, because you're going to get like these younger generation of mechanics that, you know, solely rely on the computer aspect of vehicle maintenance and vehicle repair. And I think it's going to get more expensive, but I think you're going to have people buying newer cars and people not taking their vehicles to those shops like that. Because remember, when we were younger, it used to, you know, you used to pay off to go to the scummy looking shop that, you know, was in the hole in the wall mechanic shop, I guess you'd say. Because the guy you're talking about, he used to give you like 20% off if you paid in cash, because he kept it off his books, which is
He's
illegal
cooking
as
his
fuck.
fucking books.
Yeah, but you'd go to places like that because they weren't, you know, they wouldn't try and sell you shit you didn't know or you didn't need, or they would try and fix your problem, and they try and do it as cheap as possible because they get to keep the rest of the money. But
Well,
you're going to see people doing that less. Yeah, I know exactly what
You
you're
remember
bringing
that story?
up. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, he's a known scumbag. I won't take anything else.
Yeah, but he's in the perfect spot, though. There's a lot of scumbags that live around here.
Well, I mean, we live in the scumbag capital of the world, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I just mean he's got plenty of customers to bring him.
He's got a lot of dumb people. But he's probably got repeat customers for a fucking reason. That's the goofiest thing, is if you have a mechanic and your whole, you know, business model is to have repeat customers, it's kind of fucked up in its own way, you know? Well, you're a mechanic, you want to fix their shit that you don't see them ever again, or don't see them until they get a new vehicle.
Yeah, but you get a lot of dumb boomers that don't know how to work on cars and shit. They end up fucking taking their shit back to the same guy over and over again.
Dumb boomers.
Hey, he's been screwing you for 10 years. You don't even know it.
Yeah, 10 years. Over $10,000. Get a fucking warranty. See, on that same thing, though, if you take your vehicle to get worked on at one of the bigger dealerships, you're getting a 19-year-old kid that doesn't know his dick from a hole in the ground. And he'll fuck up your oil change.
How do you fuck up an oil change?
Listen, I'll tell you. I had a Hyundai Tiburon back in the day. And I took it to get a discounted oil change. Because our family's been buying from the same fucking dealership for, 30 fucking years. And I got a coupon for like a $30 oil change, or $20 probably back in the day, because this is more than 10 years ago, more than 15 years ago. And I take it there, and it gets done. This is before I knew about flat rate pay. Flat rate, like service shops, you get paid per job, and the lesser job, the less money. Meaning, everything's paid out in time. So if you get a 20-minute oil change, you're paid for those 20 minutes. If that oil change takes you 21 minutes or 25 minutes or a fucking half hour, you're losing money on your day. You're losing hours.
Yeah.
So I pick my car up and I drive it and I park it, and somebody tells me, "Hey, you got oil spilling down this driveway, and it looks like it's coming out of your car." So I fucking run out there and I get under it. My drain plug is only in like 2 threads. They literally left. They put it in 2 threads and fucking pulled it around for me. That's all they did. Didn't tighten it. And then my oil filter was only a couple threads on too, and it was cross-threaded on the beam. So this thing was pissing oil the whole drive. I took it there. I don't know how it had any oil left in the system, so I had to do that, top it off, and then immediately take it back. And they were like, "Oh, we'll redo your oil change for free." And they're lucky because Dad didn't go with me. If Dad went with me, I'd have had a fucking year of free oil change. I guarantee you that. But that was when I was, I was 18, 19. I didn't know how to, I wasn't going to go in there big dicking them and, but that shit pissed me off because I never really knew that until I had a friend that used to work at one of those dealerships, and he explained flat rate to me and shit. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. It's probably a 15-minute job, and he got paid for it and was running behind.
One of those videos I was watching from Rain Man Ray, he was doing an oil change, and he was talking about how way back when he worked at another service shop, he had a customer's car come in, and you know he's got like one of those oil fill guns with the nozzle or whatever. The way the engine was set up or whatever, you take the you basically take the cap off of the heads. And, I'm gonna fuck up the terminology here.
It's fine, I got you.
But you didn't have to go far down in there before you were like, there was the cams.
Oh, cams are on top. Cams and lifters. Yeah.
And he
it's
said
your valve cover.
He said he took the nozzle, shoved it in there, and whatnot, and he left it like stuck down in there or whatever. Then he went and turned the fucking car on. When he turned it on, the cams came over, caught that fucking nozzle, and it busted the timing chain off.
Would have ruined his whole top end. What the fuck?
Well, you gotta take the whole fucking thing apart to get the timing chain in there, right?
If, on most vehicles, yeah. If you have an interference.
Yeah.
Interference meaning when the timing chain goes.
Guy came in for an oil change, and like, you can't drive the car away.
No, that's
that's pretty shitty.
Eric, that's probably $1,200 worth of free work that guy's getting.
Oh yeah.
And a new top end.
Yeah.
Because you're talking, your
you
lifters,
might have damaged the cam and
cams, lifters,
yeah.
valves are up there. Yeah, you can fuck some shit up, especially if it's like a EGI or 4-cylinder. Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I get it. Like I could totally see that shit happening because
of all said that. I was like, oh yeah.
That's one of the things.
Understand what's going on here.
I'd love to hear more horror stories like that. Like if we were doing like a live show, I'd be like, oh, you should tell us because I kind of want to know because I haven't had anything that bad because that's like fucking devastating. Yeah, that's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't explicitly say he got fired for that, but he said he wasn't there long after.
I don't know what you're trying to achieve by... Because oil's supposed to be filled and checked when it's cold, right? Without the engine running. So what the fuck was he trying to do?
I don't know. I don't remember what he said. He said he left that in there and then he went and tried to start the car. And,
weird.
Caught that nozzle. Busted the timing chain. Yeah.
Blew the fucking probably brand new engine.
I was gonna say something else before it. That I don't remember. My head hurts. What are we doing on time?
47:30.
Ah, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're almost there. They don't really have too much. I mean,
going back to podcast, Colian's channel. I like his channel.
Goulet Noir.
I'm jealous of him. He's like our fiercest 2A advocate. I'm glad he's out there fighting that fight.
I don't know if I've ever watched anything with him other than you showing me some stuff.
Yeah, he does reviews. He keeps up on like the news and politics because there's always gun control legislation coming out. And there's always gun rights legislation coming. He keeps up with that shit when something big happens.
If we had more than 12 minutes, I'd dabble in that. But.
James Reeves from TFB TV. Another very entertaining firearms channel to watch. He was an editor for the Firearms blog, which is TFB.
Yeah.
But he does all the YouTube. He does most of the YouTube shit. There's some other guys that do videos with him and stuff like that. But he's one of the ones that, like, when the LC carbine, Ruger LC carbine came out, he was one of the ones that got a hold of one of those. And I think Colian got a hold of one too. But like, it'd be really fun to be one of those guys and get like advanced copies of rifles and shit that are coming out.
Oh, I'd love most,
because that's how they do it before they release them to the public.
Yeah,
they'll send out samples to all the news outlets and all the firearms blogs and all the YouTubers and shit like that, and they'll be like, "Do your fucking reviews."
Yeah, you have to have a massive following to get free shit like that. And I don't even know about free shit because I know you still got to pay taxes on a bunch of stuff, but. One recently that I was watching, I forget the guy's name. That's true because...
I think they send them back.
What's his name? Hickok. He's like one of the most well-known. He sends most of his stuff back, but his proponent of Glock and SIG and all the stuff that he loves, I assume he keeps. But that would be wild to be there. But the one that I just watched, I meant to send you the link. I forget the guy's name. But he got the Ruger sent him the insert and the barrel insert, and then the blanks, and then the bolts to change over the 1022 to shoot bolts.
Shoot bolts?
Bolts, like crossbow bolts.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
No, it's been around for a while, but I think Ruger, they're trying to get it so people can hunt with that shit. And I don't know if any states have adopted it yet or not, but it is pretty cool. I mean, it basically turns your Ruger 1022 into a low-profile crossbow that'll rocket a bolt I think it's 413 feet per second or something. I mean, and it's fucking accurate. Like, this guy was hitting apples at like 68 yards, like smacking him. It was crazy for like a red dot scope on it too, which would be crazy because if that shit happened, which I don't think it's going to, because that in itself is going to spike Ruger sales, and I think it's going to tank a lot of crossbow and manufacturer sales and stuff like that. Because why would I go and buy a $300, $400, $500, $1,000 crossbow when I can buy a $219 1022?
$500,000 crossbow.
No, I said $500 or $1,000.
I know.
Because the Barnett Ghost is up around $1,000 all the time. So
You shouldn't buy Barnett.
the Barnett Ghost, you're fucking high. That's a crazy bow.
The goddamn quiver attachment on my fucking Barnett broke the first fucking day.
You're talking about one bad experience with a
Oh,
Barnett.
I'm talking about Chinese shit.
Oh my god.
No.
Give your balls a tug.
What?
So
No, they're already low enough.
The Barnett Ghost is a different line though. That's like the genesis of bows. Like it's crazy good. 403 feet per second or some shit like that. Complete carbon fiber frame. And that's only gotten better over time. That was actually the first crossbow I believe that shot 400 feet per second.
You're gonna want to fact check that.
Fact check me all you want. I'm pretty sure
You're gonna want to fact check that. Making a lot of bold statements.
Well, I live my life a quarter mile at a time, Eric.
400 feet per second at a time.
400 feet per second.
At a time.
I don't have a joke on that. I don't know. Yeah.
400 Olympic swimming pools at a time. What?
How long do you think an Olympic swimming pool is?
I don't know. 50 meters? Is it 50 meters?
It's 100 meters.
It's 100 meters?
Well,
No. It's not 100 meters, it's 50.
what's weird is the one I swam in high school was 50 meters. But 50 yards is typically. But you do have hundreds and stuff.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a
For
100 meter swimming pool size of a football field.
What?
Wait, 100 meter.
That's yards.
It's close enough.
It's
a
not.
close enough approximation.
No, it's not. It's like 30 feet difference.
That's close enough.
Oh my god.
You're within 10%.
No, I'm saying for some events, there's like, but yes, 50 meters or 50 yards is
Why don't you just Google what's the size of an Olympic swimming pool?
What's the length?
Yes.
Because that's what you want. You don't want to know about the fucking width.
You don't want to know about the girth.
How? $100 meters. I'm just fucking with you. 50 meters.
You're a dickbag.
No, but
Cut your hair.
that looks really. Hey, okay, let's just end today with insignificant.
What's it say?
It's 50 meters.
50 meters.
But I don't know what I was thinking about.
So it's about 50.
100 meters. Long distance swimming? No.
Football fields.
That's not. Oh my god, you're a fucking idiot.
It's close enough.
It's fucking not.
It's close enough.
You're delusional.
You got 300 feet versus 330 feet. It's close enough.
It's not even. That's. All right. Yeah. Why were we talking about pools?
And you're doing the 40-meter dash.
You're a fucking. Yeah. What were we talking about?
What's your 40 time, Craig?
Mine?
Yeah.
I ran like a 4.9 in high school. It was not.
I mean, what are you running now? Because ain't no 4.9.
Now? You think I can consistently run 40 meters now?
How fast can you bear crawl 40 yards?
Bro, I'll tell you this, I can take 5 steps and hit the ground faster than anybody on this earth. Mainly, I'll probably wreck my fucking world doing it, but I could do it.
You only live once.
40 meters. Yeah, and then talk scorpion, and then I end up in a fucking wheelchair.
You couldn't scorpion.
Oh, I could scorpion.
Physics couldn't make you scorpion.
I could scorpion once, Eric. That's all I could fucking do. Am I getting back up? No. Am I getting a better parking space? Yes. I'm gonna get that Grandpa Blue placard right in my fucking car.
It hurts to laugh.
Well, don't talk about my fat ass scorpion. If you're asking me if I think the bottom of my feet can touch the back of my head, no. Physically, not without
like a supernova propelling you.
Horrible, irreversible damage being done to my body. Probably.
Okay.
Do I ever want to see it? No. Fuck no.
No, I don't think anybody wants to see that.
You imagine me turning around and seeing like the arch of my foot? The Arch de Triomphe? Because that's all she is, Chief. She's done.
The bottom of my foot was right here. And I didn't know what happened.
It's either that or like flamingo knees. And you're sitting there staring at... I don't know how people do that shit.
That makes me hurt.
But just fold it over. Put it in reverse, Terry. But, no. That's like my big... That's like... As a fat guy, that goes through your mind every time you stand up. Like, when's my next step? When's my last step?
So 30's the cutoff. That's when everything starts going downhill.
I feel like 30. I feel like I was great all the way up until like the ending, the back 9 of my year 29, and I felt some shit was getting different. And then 30 hit me like a Mack fucking truck. Like I woke up one day after a good night of drinking, and I was like, "This is it. This is where I die." I don't, and that might just be me because I don't drink that often. But even those 4 Guinness Extra Stouts I had for episode 10, I got so... We did that at like, what, 3 o'clock? No? Was it later? It was later, like 5. We did that at like 5 o'clock.
That was later.
And I got like a hangover while I was still awake.
Yeah, you sobered up.
And then I woke up Sundays feeling like shit. So like...
Yeah, I felt like shit Sunday too.
But I don't...
I'm also been...
There's things that you... Now,
with the flu and the weather and shit.
There's things that like... So your body's like greatly deteriorating if you don't take care of it. Obviously, I'm the caveat because like some people are still like going to the gym every day and running 4 miles and eating guava and whatever. Fuck you. That's fine. But take care of yourself. Because I'm like the precautionary tale now. Like if you don't, 30 will wake up and fuck you right in the face.
I feel like my body's gearing up for... it's gearing up for something.
Yeah, it's called the end.
Because everything... Like you called it. Like coming up on 30.
Like it's
and
great.
I feel like it's preparing for something. Like it's preparing to kill me or
you
something.
lose your ability to run, your ability to like function in the mornings, your ability to like pain, everything hurts more. But like, hey, my insurance is better. Like fuck that, okay? Give me higher premium rates and to make me walk from here to the kitchen without feeling like somebody's stabbing me in the hip with fucking knives. But that, again, that's just me. I know a lot of people that are in their 30s that are in really good shape, and good for you. Go fuck yourself, but good for you. I'm happy for you. But I gotta get back to it, man. I
look yellow.
Stuff's not like this is the first time where I woke up and I was like, you know what? If I keep going the way I am, I might not see 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I stop double fisting chili dogs and finishing every meal with like cookies and milk, like my eating habits are probably the worst.
Yeah.
But also I gotta get back to working out. Now the problem is it's a giant cyclical thing of fuck you. Because like I can't work out because my hip hurts. My hip hurts because I'm fat. I'm fat because I can't work out. So if you just keep going around. I'm fat because I eat, and I eat because I can't work out, and you're fat. You just back and forth. Now there are some things that have been working on that I can do. I can still work upper body, and I'm gonna jump on that bike I got upstairs and just go until I can't feel my toes and see how. I'm gonna start with trying to do that 3 or 4
Yeah,
times.
but that's all fine and dandy. But if you don't control your eating habits, or like eat better,
That's what I mean. Yeah,
like it doesn't mean dick.
I know. Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been taking the steps to doing that. I'm drinking almond milk now instead of high-fat milk. Eating more salads, eating more proteins, better meats.
Well, there's a lot of evidence out there that fat's not bad for you. It's the carbs and sugar.
Well, yeah.
So you're eating a lot of bread, or you're eating a lot of junk.
There's actually always.
I came home from work today, and Dad tried to. He didn't try very hard, but he tried to hide a pack of donuts in the garage. It was just tucked next to some sleeping bags on the shelf there, and I was like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom seems to think he's gonna live another 10 years.
I just
don't know.
refrain from laughing in their faces when they talk about their plans for the future. Because I know you, and Mom will be like, oh, in 10 years, and you'll just be like,
It's not funny. I don't find
no,
it
it's
funny.
not funny, but you'll
It
laugh.
pisses me off when she does it.
All right, well, on that
Wrap
super
up.
sad, fucking weird note, I guess we can leave off. Yeah, 101, so that's pretty good. You got anything else?
No. Find us on Spotify, Amazon Music. TikTok is Harm's
Deezer.
Way
Tick.
8993.
Very good.
And then Instagram is Harm's Way Podcast.
At Harm's Way Podcast, you got to say that for
At
everyone
Harm's
else.
Way Podcast. You twat.
A little less cut in your voice, but yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's about it. Episode 11, we're on the right side of double digits now, so we're just going to keep riding this train. Give us a like, subscribe, comment, shout out, whatever the fuck you want to do. Let us know if you love us, hate us, because we love you.
Sure about that?
I said what I said.
All right.
Night, y'all.
Bye.